Um, so back to freedom. All of this is to lead to our freedom. Hallelujah. In order for you to be set free by the government, in order for you to establish your independence as your own country, it has to be done primarily collectively. Like for it to really make an impact and for other people to be set free. Like it's great that you got your birth certificate verified, and it's good that you don't get to pay taxes and that you printed out a fake driver's license. I ain't talking about none of that. That's for the birds. You do not want to jeopardize your citizenship. I will never tell you to do that. But what I will tell you is that there is a way for you to be able to know who you are and to be identified as the right race and as the right nationality, as the right ethnicity, and still be a citizen of the United States, okay? I'm not talking about overthrowing governments. We're not talking about anything weird. That's not weird. I mean, revolutions aren't weird. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. I'm not talking about starting something crazy. I'm talking about making sure that you guys stick close enough so you have the information. You know how some of these creators like, go to my page and go down here and none of it connects and you've got to figure out, and we're not doing that. I'm going to show you and tell you based on what you're trying to do and what you want and how you want your liberty, because there's different avenues, and that's why they're so vague about it, because some people want that tax break. Some people don't want to have to pay. Maybe their car's going to get repossessed, impounded. Maybe they got lots of traffic tickets. Maybe they don't want to pay student loans. Maybe they just... You personally have to know yourself why you're seeking your independence. Okay? Are you native? And that is your indigenous right. Okay, that's more of the avenue I'm going. Okay? We need to know our indigenous rights. We need to identify ourselves as the indigenous people that we are of the planet and of certain places. Because places aren't even places. Okay? There's reasons why there's multiple Philadelphias, multiple Smyrnas across the world. There's just reasons for that. Okay? There's reasons, we'll get into those reasons. But ultimately, I'm not going to just be jaw-jacking on here for notoriety, for followers, because it doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't mean anything. I want people who are going to take the information seriously enough that it saves their life, both on the physical and on the spiritual level. So we're talking about spiritual and physical freedom, and we're talking about psychological freedom. Hold on. Down below, because I can't see anything. Thanks for coming in and joining. Don't forget to, if you happen to pass through, please help me get my account out of suppression as I come back after months. That helps with the visibility of finding people who want to be set free. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. This is the year of Jubilee. So this is the 50th year. This is a celebration of our freedom. This is the year biblically, I need to get more excited. This is the year that everybody in the Bible who were indentured slaves, who had to sell their property because they fell in tough times. There's nothing new under the sun, you guys. All of this revoking of laws, giving them back, promoting gay rights, taking away gay rights, the black people going back into segregation. I did just a video on that too. It's called Grandfathered In. Check it out. It talks about the cycle of oppression. Okay? So we are not to be phased as people who are spiritual, who are religious, who trust in God, that we know that this is in our world anyway. So we don't want to cleave to it. We're passing through. We have a message to give, and we have been imprisoned by a pharaoh in so many words. And on the level that we've been imprisoned, I think we all can tell that we're modern day slaves, right? If anyone does not know that we are in bondage, in slavery, and that we have limited freedoms, we have limited communication, we have to have permission to go in other countries. This was not like this before. This is absolutely absurd. I was on the plane coming back from Hawaii and they wouldn't give you water. And I was rushing to my gate and I didn't have time to get water. So I got on the plane with like an ounce of water. And they had to give you water at the scheduled time that they wanted. And then if they manage to get you water, you get a little squatty bottle like this for a 10-hour flight. And it just brought me to tears. I have to admit, it brought me to tears. Like, none of this is normal. None of this is normal. Paying for fees, paying to select your seat, paying to look out the window, like, it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. When you really look at the freedoms that we have, it's like, wow, we have more than most. Okay, this is not a comparison game. This is just a total human game. Okay, every society has its fight. Okay, this is just, I guess, the Western version of it. But needless to say, we have been sold into slavery from birth, literally. And I'm not lying to you. I'll show you how you've been sold into slavery from birth, and how your birth certificate is nothing but a bond. You are a number. This is why when your body breaks down in the military, they assign dollar amounts for your limbs. So most people don't know that. Yes, this is very true. If you're ever amputated, the military will compensate you $25,000 for your arm. I don't know what the real figure is, but it basically comes down to that. And then you get life disability. They will compensate you because the national debt is tied to your bond. Your bond is your birth certificate. When you are born, your mother signs you into bondage. That bondage is to pay back. Read the jargon and the lingo in it. It says that you are agreeing and you are responsible. Every American citizen, every citizen. So Trump saying that, people who are born in the country are not going to be identified as citizens. Sometimes there is a blessing in disguise. Do not panic, because that deficit is tied to you paying it. You are the indentured servant for your bond. And if you look up your QSIP number on your birth certificate, it's linked to the bond and it can tell you how much it is. It's not money that you owe, it's the money that you are worth. That's how much you are going to pay back, and that is how much is on your head. So now, if you're pregnant, if you're ever having a baby, you didn't hear this from me, but do not sign any more freaking birth certificates, people. Stop the nonsense. Do not sign a birth certificate. I don't care, they can ban my account. Do not sign your birth certificate. Do not ask for one. Do not let them give you an all capital name. That is a corporate government name. You are a lowercase living person. It's basically saying that your mother is now telling the state she signed you over to the state, so you get a state birth certificate. My new pants just got a stain on them. He's running rampant right now. Okay. I don't want to get into too much of those conspiracies, because that will be here all day. But it's a head start. And this is the freedom that I'm talking about. Okay, this is why the numbers are going to get dwindled, because the more people start waking up to the reality of exactly what the heck is going on, the more it's going to be a problem to the people in power. So this is why a lot of creators are disappearing and their accounts are getting smaller, because a lot of truth is coming out, and it's owned by someone else now who wants to suppress truth and suppress the right to speak freely and to divulge what's really happening. And they'll chalk it up to conspiracy theory and say that I'm crazy, or that I don't know, I've defected from the Christian faith, because I'm talking about all sorts of occult stuff. That's a whole nother topic. There's a whole nother topic you guys aren't ready for. Religion is a whole nother topic. It's been quite a revelation. I'll just say that. It's been quite a revelation. But as someone had mentioned in the comments earlier, it's all about God's timing. It's all about pacing it. It's all about, saying and doing things with a measure of wisdom. And that keeps peace and keeps harmony, because God is, Jesus wasn't about yeah, he had to flip tables, but ultimately his whole message was about peace, about acceptance, about grace, about allowing people. We live in a fallen, corrupt world. We talked about Rumspringer. We're basically the children of God stuck in one life of Rumspringer, and we have a decision to make at the end of it. And everything that we've done during is going to determine which way we go at the end.